Welcome back. Here's our new unit, probability. What is probability? So I'm just going to go over some simple things about probability. So first I'm going to take dice. So one dice is called a die. So when you have a die, how many sides are there? Well, there's 6 sides. So 6 sides. Okay. And what are the possible outcomes when you're rolling one die? Well, the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lastly, there we go, 6. Those are the options. This is for a die. Now for a coin, it's a little different. So let's look at a coin. So here is a toonie. Well, a toonie has how many possible outcomes? Well, there are 2 sides. So we have 2 sides. And the possible outcomes would be heads and tails. Here's an example of a spinner. Okay. And this spinner is broken up into 4 equal parts. So there are 4 outcomes, as we can see here. And the outcomes would be A, B, C, and D. This spinner also has 4 equal parts. However, we see that 2 of them are the same. So we now label this as 3 outcomes. And the outcomes would be A, B, and C. Okay, so this is the outcomes and events part of your book. Let's look at some of the examples that they will ask you to do in the book. So the one example they're going to use is die. So luckily I have a pair of dice here. So when you have a 6-sided die, it's going to ask you a question like, what is the probability of rolling an odd number? Well, here are the possible outcomes for a die. Okay, and here is where fractions comes back to haunt us. So this is why we spend a lot of time on the fractions unit. Label this as a fraction. There are 6 total outcomes. How many of these are odd? Well, 1, 3, 5. So there are 3 odd outcomes. So when you see here 3 out of 6, that equals 1 over 2. Basically, it's you say that you have a 1 in 2 chance of rolling an odd number. And this equals 0.5. This is going to be very important in the future. Or 50%. So all those things we learned in our previous unit are all coming back now. And this is why I saved this unit for last, because you have all the concepts of fractions, percent, decimal, and they all come back together here. If I had to look at the dice question again, I may ask you, what is the probability of rolling a number larger than 4? Well, here there are only 2 numbers larger than 4, 5 and 6. So larger than 4, there are 6 outcomes. 2 are larger than 4. Again, more fractions, equals 1 over 3, equals 0.33, 33%. So if I were to tell you that if I roll a number greater than 4, you will have no homework tonight. This is a really tough bet for you to win, because I have way more chances of winning. I have 4 options of winning. So let's just give this a shot. You still have to do your homework though, but let's have some fun here. I would have done this in class anyways. Got a 5. So you would have no homework if we were in class right now. That would be the part of the day where you would cheer, and then I would say, well, I was just joking. So anyways, might as well have some fun with you while you are at home learning. So this is what probability is. This is called theoretical probability. Okay, so in theory, this is what should happen. We are going to have more videos on probability. I already have a few more on my channel. So can't wait to see you again. Thanks for dropping by. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.